Man, come on. Man, I've got certain information. I'll tell you what I'm blathering about. I've got information, man.
Hey YouTube, it's Erinn. I'm getting ready to meet Emily. Well, not meet her, cyber meet her. We're about to review The Big Lebowski.
I've got information, man. And shit, man.
So this is The Big Lebowski. It's written and directed by the genius Cohen brothers, starring Jeff Bridges, Julianne Moore, Philip Seymour Hoffman, John Goodman, and Steve Buscemi.
Come on, man. I'm not trying to scam anybody here. This will not stand, you know? This aggression will not stand, man.
Got my White Russian ready to go.
Hey, careful, man. There's a beverage here.
Hope you enjoy the next 20 minutes of your life. We're gonna enjoy The Big Lebowski. Or will we? Stay tuned. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? You'll find out. And you'll understand that more after you've watched the review. I hope.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, Walter. You're just an asshole.
Okay then.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hi. Can I just say one thing before we start? Philip Seymour.
Philip Seymour Hoffman, yeah.
I love him in this movie. Oh, okay, so we should just talk about it because...
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Okay, so going into this movie, I had never seen it. I didn't know who directed it. I didn't know who wrote it. I didn't know all of the actors in it. All I knew that it had Jeff Bridges and John Goodman, and that it was supposed to be a classic or something.
Yeah. So the first time I watched this movie was in high school, and it was one of like the film clubs that we watched it. Like it wasn't a class thing that we had to watch it. Like for a grade, but we watched it in school. But yeah, I remembered liking it the first time I watched it, but watching it again, man, I have different feelings on it this time than I did the last time. I still liked it, but definitely did not come away with it going, oh yeah, good movie.
Really?
Yeah. Like if I never have to watch it again, that's okay with me. Yeah.
Okay, so going into this movie, and I think we're going to try out like going linear through the review discussion. So like at the very beginning, okay, like I had no idea even when this movie was made because they talked about it like 5 years ago, like it was something new, or maybe it was an anniversary or something, I don't know. But
it makes its repeats, like it gets re-famous.
Right. So yeah. I thought it was like a new-ish movie. So going into the credits, or going into like the first credit area, why can't I speak? The opener? What is that?
Opening credits? Yes.
Opening credits. Okay. So going through that, and they have like the tumbleweed song following the tumbleweed.
Yeah.
And it's all very kind of like grainy-ish. Mm-hmm. And my first question was like, when the heck was this thing made? Like it looks old, like a Quentin Tarantino made to look old video or something. Yeah. And so I looked it up right then and there. But as I was looking it up, guess whose voice comes on? The narrator, who is labeled as the stranger, Sam freaking Elliott. And at that point, I was like, this is going to be a good movie.
Yeah.
I like it already.
Yeah.
His voice is like velvet. It's like, I love his voice. But yeah, so the first thought of this movie was, what the It wasn't a negative. Like, I was just literally like, what in the world is going on? And that remains a theme throughout the entire movie for me. I love this movie. Like, I could watch it again.
Yeah. This reminded me of, what was that movie that you made me watch with Kurt Russell?
Oh, the Quentin Tarantino.
Yes.
The one where he's the serial killer driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Quentin Tarantino, my goodness. Whatever the name of that movie was, it has that kind of vibe where you're just like, I don't really know what is happening right now, but I'm going to keep watching it just because I have to see if I can figure it out at some point. And then there's bowling, and so, okay, that's happening. And then the guy from the Red Hot Chili Peppers shows up. Like, all right, that's some stuff.
Yeah.
And then Gutterball.
What condition my condition was in.
So there was that.
There was that. But to me, it was highly entertaining and highly
for sure.
Like, funny. Like this is and I guess the thing is, like, I don't like, and I wrote this down as a note, I don't like situational comedy.
Yes. I know that about you.
In the, like, sitcoms or whatever, like Friends, yeah, I like them. But situational comedy that is just one bad decision after another leading to, it's like these people are
But that's not really situational comedy. That's more like the Three Stooges. That's more like what do they call it?
I don't like slapstick.
Slapstick.
I don't like slapstick, but that's more of like physical comedy.
Can be.
I
It
guess
doesn't have to be.
for me, I don't like prime example. It's a mad world. I hate that movie so much because it's just a bunch of idiots making dumb decision after dumb decision, getting themselves deeper and deeper in trouble. I hate those movies.
Yeah.
This movie did it great. The Cohen brothers know how to write. I loved it. They did it just enough.
Yeah.
Like I liked it. I love this movie. But another thing, stellar cast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, really great cast.
Jeff Bridges, John Goodman,
Julianne Moore.
Steve Buscemi. Buscemi, I don't know how to pronounce it. Buscemi. Okay, whatever.
Did you know he was a firefighter?
Yes, I actually did know that.
Yeah. Fun fact.
I think you told me that.
Probably, because it's normally people say Steve Buscemi. I'm like, he's a firefighter.
Julianne Moore, Seymour Hoffman, the freaking what's his face, Professor Lupin from Harry Potter. Yeah, there was also another guy, one of the henchmen, the blonde, that came in with the guy
at the beginning
on his rug.
Yeah.
I know his face.
I do too. I was trying to think of who he was the whole time.
But I couldn't pin it. But anyway, so stellar cast to begin with. But yeah, it's pretty much like a whole series of WTF moments, beginning with the scene of people knocking down his door and putting his head in a toilet, and then peeing on his rug, which starts the whole thing, pretty much.
No, don't do that. Not on the rug, man.
See?
You got the wrong guy. I'm the dude, man.
Your name's Lebowski.
Obviously, you're not a golfer.
But yeah, so and throughout, like, I had no idea what to expect. So seeing like all these characters or these actors in there, I was like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like this. But yeah, so this poor guy just wants his
He
carpet
just wants to be a dude,
replaced.
and he just wants to find a carpet.
I know.
all he wants.
Because somebody who thought that he was somebody else with the same name peed on his carpet. I love the remark that he says, like, retorts back to him when he's in the bathroom, and he's like, well, at least I'm potty trained or something like that.
Yeah.
Domesticated or something like that.
At least I'm, what does he say? At least I'm,
Hey, at least I'm housebroken.
I'm just like, yes. And that, and I guess it's the Cohen brothers writing, but like just little snippets like that throughout the entire thing just made me smile. I'm just like, this is just fun.
Yeah, for me, if you can come up with a plot that says a man has his rug peed on and then goes to replace it and hijinks ensue and come out with a movie like The Big Lebowski, I mean...
Yeah. Right? I like this movie. But the one thing that I did want to say is I noticed a lot of political issues that they keep bringing up, and it's like in just little tidbits.
With
like
Vietnam and everything?
Yeah, with Vietnam, but also like John Goodman's character, Walter, when he's explaining the story to Walter, Walter is like, you can't use Chinaman. That's not politically correct or whatever. You know, Asian American.
Yeah.
And, you know, just like little, and it's just little things like that offer up a good look into the 90s. I don't know if we said this, but the film was done in 1998. So like that's when a lot of people, in my opinion, started to get more politically correct.
Yeah.
With terms and like not offending a certain culture and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I think they really like encapsulated. Yeah, that word. That thing. So which has like I think a deeper message. All in all.
Yeah, I mean, the Coen brothers have never been ones to shy away from politics in anything that they do. So doesn't put it past me that they would slide it in there.
Okay, so the guy, Jeff Bridges' character, Jeff the dude Lebowski, has the same name as this millionaire.
Yes, and Jeff the dude and Jeff the big.
Yes. So the big and the dude.
The big and the dude. You can just put their pictures right here. The big and the dude. Yeah, there you go.
Faces. So he decides to go to the big's house and say, hey, these guys said, or, you know, thought that I was you, so they peed on my rug. Could you replace it? And the guy's like, you bum, blah, which is ironic because at the end you find out he's actually poor. But yeah, so he goes to the house, he tries to get the rug back. That's where Philip Seymour Hoffman's character is, who has the most greatest laugh in the entire film.
He's my favorite character in the whole movie. Philip Seymour Hoffman's character.
Yeah.
My absolute favorite.
Okay, so he actually steals a rug. He just takes it.
Yeah. He said I could take any rug I wanted in the place.
And he's like, oh, okay, good. I hope you find it happy or whatever. So he takes the rug, which we find out in future events is another domino that gets him involved with another person of the Lebowski family. Kind of things. Maud, Julianne, and not Julianne Andrews.
No, Julie Andrews, Julianne Moore. Yeah. Could you imagine Julie Andrews playing?
I was about to say that, like
that scene with the paintings. Could you imagine Mary Poppins just with her umbrella,
naked?
Hello. That was Miss Doubtfire, not Julie Andrews. This is Julie Andrews. She does a little.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Anyways. So he goes, he gets his rug. On his way out, we meet Bunny, who is Tara freaking Reid.
Yeah.
I love it. And then
was she really Bunny though? Because was she not just being Tara Reid the whole movie?
So Philip Seymour Hoffman, what is his character's name? But anyway, so his character is trying to escort the dude out, but then Tara Reid, Bunny, the Big's wife, is like, I'll suck your cock.
What was it, for $1,000?
$4,000, and then she's like, he'll have to pay $100 to watch, and his
This is Sasha. She's saying,
you guys bore me.
yeah, she's done. What?
She just stares. But his laugh during that just made the movie for me.
That's marvelous.
I know all of my stuff that I like thoroughly enjoyed from this movie was technical stuff. It was the way it was filmed, which the Coen brothers. So I mean, like that, it was not really the storyline. In order to watch it to review, I was watching it from like a different perspective. I don't know how to like I put my critic's hat on, and so as a critic, I didn't really like the storyline because it was too all over the place. It's not to say that it wasn't entertaining. It was, but it was just like, what is happening? It was so all over the place, and maybe I was tired when I watched it. I don't know, but it was craziness. But then I got sucked in by the very, it felt kind of like a Tarantino movie, just the all over the place acting and the storyline that was like staccato in the whole movie. You're sitting there the whole time trying to catch up to the story. And so I thought that was done masterfully. And I thought that the effects and the editing and the way it was shot was also done masterfully. But as far as like a linear recounting of it, I have no idea what happened. I have no clue what I watched.
On a jagged sky, I just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in.
And it was nuts.
It was. My favorite part of the movie was the characters.
Yeah, the characters, that they were well developed.
They were very well developed, and like even though Steve
Buscemi.
Steve's character, Steve's character, Donnie. The entire movie, Walter, John Goodman's character, was just yelling at him like, "Shut up, Donnie."
Forget it, Donnie, you're out of your element.
You peed on the dude's rug.
Donnie, you're out of your element.
This guy peed on it.
Donnie, please.
You're like, just
Am I
breathe.
wrong? Am I wrong though? No. Those are the things that I mean that they did masterfully, right?
Yeah.
Is they got in there and they took these two ticks of this character, and that's the greatness of John Goodman, is that he took those ticks and he just like blew them out of proportion and was this like incredibly huge character. And then the same thing with Jeff Bridges. Nobody has ever played a bum more like outrageously ever.
Yeah.
And that's thanks to the character development for sure. And then just the great acting. That's what I mean. Like the components of the film are what make it a masterpiece.
Yeah.
To me, as a composed film, it's not one that I would look at and go, good movie. But when I break down the components and I look at
it checks off,
and that's why it's considered one of the greats, is because when you look at how it was edited and how it was directed and how it was shot and cinematography, the cinematography and all of that, it checks off every part.
The special effects.
Yes.
For 1998.
For 1998, yeah.
Going through and like, I wrote that down. I was like,
better green than Under the Tuscan Sun.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, like CGI, I put actually good.
Yep.
Like, it was amazing.
Yep.
It holds up. 20 years? It's been 20 years? Yeah, it still holds up. That's
no, I agree. I mean, I think that, and that's why I say components wise and all of the components put together, they nailed it. the actors nailed it. The Cohen brothers nailed it. Everything lines up the way it should.
Right.
But
Now
as
it's
a
just
movie,
up to, yeah. Whereas, like, now it's up to the audience of who in the audience is going to receive it well. Like
Yeah,
me, I could watch this over. I'm going to recommend it to my dad. I think he will love this movie.
yeah,
You know.
I think that it is a Critics' Choice cult movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so going back to like the political stuff, because it was peppered throughout the entire thing.
Through the whole thing, yeah.
Some of them are very, at least to me, poignant. And like when he was talking, to Donnie, and he was, he said Lenin, like he quoted Lenin.
It's like Lenin said, you look for the person who will benefit and
Okay, and Donnie is like,
I am the walrus.
walrus.
I am the
walrus. And Walter's like, what are you talking about? Lenin, like Russia.
Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov.
And at that point, I was like, he thought it was Lenin as in a beetle.
I am he as you are me.
Like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Because I could see where somebody who doesn't know that quote from Lenin would be like, oh, he's talking about the Beatles or something.
Yeah.
Like, I loved all those like little, no, it just.
One of those components, just check it off the list. Boop.
Another part was, so the characters. Like, I fell in love with all of the characters. And Donnie, even though he had like no lines except for like a few here and there. I
am the walrus.
Like, you still feel really sad when he dies.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, no, and when he dies, it's like, what? No one's supposed to die in this movie. That's not
right.
That's not what this is all about. Like, if anybody's gonna die, it needs to be that guy who peed on that guy's rug.
not on the rug, man.
And then he gets his ashes thrown all over him. I mean, come on.
When Julianne Moore comes in and punches him in the face, well, she doesn't, but gets him punched in the face, and then he wakes up and you see that it's just hardwood below him.
Yeah.
My first reaction was like, they took his rug. I was so sad. I was like, not the rug.
Yeah.
Poor guy just wants a rug, okay?
Yeah. He just needs an area rug. I mean, come on.
Come on. Did you notice it was like a Jurassic Park reunion, kind of.
Yeah, I feel like every movie we're gonna kind of. There were two of them, but they came together.
Because it was Julianne Moore, and then the German, the German.
Yes.
He was the guy who gets eaten by the compies.
I feel like that's what happens though in movies. It's all inbred.
Yeah.
Like, watch any Gary Marshall movie ever.
Also talking about like his rug, but also his car. I started feeling sorry for his car.
That part where he's like, this is what it looks like. This is what he's like going to town on the car, and then that guy comes running out. I just want this week.
So they go through this intense scene of John Goodman's character beating up a car, and then this random person beating up his car and taking out his windshield, all that craziness, and then you get this like still just because they still went to In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah, they did. Those are moments where you, especially in movies where you have all of this like chaos going on, are brilliant. Those pauses that happen in the story, because it's deliberate. That's not on accident. That's not an actor's choice. Those are directed. Those are written into the script. Like those downbeats are just, I mean, magic.
Yeah. Julianne Moore's character is
Psycho nymphomaniac.
right. Okay, so she's the
The
daughter.
yoga? Oh my word. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so she's the daughter of the big Lebowski, and we come to find out that it was actually her mother who had the wealth and not her father. And her mother's like
It
dead.
was also her rug that the dude took.
Right. And so he gets involved with her now because she has to come get her rug from him because he stole it. And so now she tells him to go to a doctor.
To get his face checked out.
Yeah. But come to find out, it's because she wants to breed with him.
And creepy looking with the laughing. That he's like a
I
hyena.
love it.
It's fantastic. It's fits perfectly in the movie. Oh man.
Yeah, he's totally bonkers. But yeah, I love her character too. But another part is when he's taking a bath, he's having his relaxing time, but then the adrenaline's busted.
I do not even want to talk about this scene. I do not.
Oh, nice marmot.
And his screams, Jeff Bridges'
Where was
screams.
PETA when this movie was being made?
Even now, just like the thought of it. I mean,
He was just trying to smoke a blunt, man. He was just trying to chill out.
ferret. And it's just splashing around, and his screams seem very genuine.
We're authentic.
Yeah. He's like, "Ah, get it away from me." Like, even now, like, I'm tearing up. It's
That
just
scene was
so
so
funny.
disturbing to me. I've seen some gross things in movies. That scene was gross.
Another part, Philip Seymour Hoffman, when they're in the limo and they hand him the toe of Bunny.
Which you later find out that it's not very graphically, because they're like, here's a foot, here's the other foot, no toes missing.
Right. And then when they're in the diner with the
Yeah.
Germans.
Pan down and yeah.
And
Yeah.
my girlfriend lost a toe. She demands $1 million. But in that limo, the first off, his monologue, I wonder if that was ad-libbed. I think this entire movie was pretty much ad-libbed to a point.
I don't think it could have been ad-libbed, because I don't know that the Cohen brothers would have
Let them.
let him, but like Philip Seymour Hoffman, if he's gonna do something, then you're like, go for it, bro. But that just seems like the Coen brothers just write that way. Like they're just, I don't know that most people would get a script from them and be like, no, I'm not really feeling that. I'm gonna just kind of take it in my own direction and see what I want to do with it.
Right,
You know?
right.
It definitely could have, parts of it could have been, like when you get a script for something and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna memorize it, but like lightly, so that I know what I'm supposed to say and I stay on topic, but I kind of have some freedoms with it, some liberties.
Right.
Maybe that's what happened there.
Anyway, so his monologue, I guess it seemed like maybe the writing was so good and he's so good at acting that it just seemed very just like natural, and it was like something that he would, as that character, actually be saying and feeling and like moving around, like he's like exposing himself and like it just like he embodied that character very, very well. And it showed to me more specifically in the limo when he had his like little monologue.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, in that limo, we need to find Philip Seymour Hoffman's face, his reaction, because it was priceless. Like I'm pretty sure I woke up everyone in the neighborhood with my laughter. Yeah. Okay, can we just say Sam Elliott, he's the narrator at the beginning. You don't get to see him. And then they're at the bowling alley. And then guess what?
The dude abides. I don't know about you, but I take comfort in that.
It's Sam Elliott.
Elliot. Yeah.
And he talks to Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, and doesn't like his cursing.
Oh yeah, it says, do you have to use so many cuss words?
Yeah.
And he just leaves.
After throwing in a few more cuss words.
Yeah.
And also all the mudslides. Or no, not mudslides.
White Russians.
White Russians.
Yeah.
Who leaves milk out? Like, that was gross. He was like smelling it. Like, that was so. When he did that and then poured it in there, I wanted it to chunk down so bad.
Oh, gross. But see, that's why
it serves him right.
That's why I said before that if my dad was a bum, it would be him.
Jeff Bridges.
It would be this character.
Oh,
Because,
Lebowski.
yeah, because my dad, it's like one of the things when I was living with him that he would be like, it's a day past the expiration date or use by date or sell by date or whatever.
Well, I feel like all guys do that though, because my dad's the same. Like,
oh my word.
cheese is like, it's past its expiration date, but it tasted fine. This milk's it's like a week old, but it tasted all right.
Right. Well, see, with my dad, it's smelling. He's like, it smelled okay.
Oh, no, my dad goes right past. She just goes, taste.
Yes, my dad is like the smeller of the milk, and then he wants you to smell it.
I smell the milk in this house.
But
I smell before like milk.
Yeah.
I'm not about to drink rotten milk. I'm always like, and then I'm like, I don't trust myself because milk kind of smells gross to begin with. So I'm like, I don't really know, and smell this, and then everyone in my house is like, I'm not smelling it, and my dad is always like, I had some, it tasted fine, and I'm not going to trust you because you eat rotten cheese and bread and all kinds of gross stuff after its expiration date. So basically, we get food poisoning a lot. I'm just kidding. Not true.
You get sorry. I want to get this in though because the music was not noticeable in this film, except for, at least for me, at the very beginning when they had the tumbleweed and Sam Elliott's voice and the song Tumbleweed playing. Okay, so that was pretty memorable. The other memorable part was when he said that his car, filed the police report that his car was stolen, and they're like, well, what do you have in the car? And he was like, some Creedence tapes or whatever. And so when he gets his car back and he's driving his car, guess what's playing? Creedence Clearwater. I love this movie.
I'm glad you liked it. When this movie got picked, I was like, actually, because you were actually the one who put it on the list. Mm-hmm. I was watching it a couple nights ago, and I was like, I cannot wait for Emily to watch this movie. Because I'm like, she's either going to love it or she is going to hate it. There is not going to be an in-between. Yeah, and that's why I was texting you. I was like, did you finish it yet? Did you watch it?
Yeah, just wait till gutter balls.
Yeah.
I'm just a dude playing another dude, pretending to be another dude.
Actually, that's kind of true. He was just a dude who thought that he was another dude, and then he did pretend to be that dude in order to get the dude's money.
Dude.
Then he lost his car. So, dude, where was his car?
Oh my word. Oh, one last, well, there's a couple of things that I wrote down that I really want to say, but the first part, Julianne Moore, her character, Maud, okay, she's the daughter of Big Lebowski. Now she goes to the dude's house and she like starts taking off her clothes and she's like, make love to me, Jeffrey. And I was like, this is the embodiment of daddy issues.
Oh,
Right? She's actually having
gross,
sex
bro. That's
with
disgusting.
a guy who has her dad's exact name. And she even calls him Jeffrey.
I could have gone my whole life without putting that together. My whole life. And now it's ruined.
I'm sorry. I wonder if other people will realize this. Like, this is daddy issues too. Like,
I feel like people with daddy issues will probably notice it. But people without them are not going to
are
like.
you saying I have daddy issues?
I did not say it. You just said it. No, I'm just kidding. Whether or not it was intended, people are going to draw that connection.
Right. You know what? I'm going to write the Cohen brothers and be like, I need answers. Did you mean this?
Cohen's. I got a question for you.
Sup, bros?
What's up, bros? What's up, co-bros? What's going on? How's it hanging?
Just another movie lover to another movie lovers. Like,
What's up, co-bros? How's it hanging, man? Men? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
I am the walrus. Anyways, okay, so to wrap up the movie, it ends with you finding out that it was all a scam anyways, and that the Big Lebowski has no money, and he was scamming, and he didn't even care if his bunny wife died. He just wanted the money to himself. And so I love the part where they put it together and the dude is like, you threw a ringer for a ringer. Also, another little video insert that we should do is when they walk out of the bowling alley.
Video.
When they walk out of the bowling alley to a German dystopian music video.
No. Without a hostage, there is no ransom. That's what ransom is.
Go.
Oh my goodness. This movie is so high. This whole movie.
That's what it looked like. But yeah, overall, I loved this movie, every part of this movie, and I will watch it again, and I will recommend it to people. And I give this movie like a big, giant one.
Like the collector's edition?
Yes, because I could refill this movie all the time.
Yeah, I could not give it a collector's edition. I would not want to take this one home. Like I liked it. I like the components of it more than I like the sums of the parts of the whole. I give this one, I feel like I have to give this one a large bag of popcorn just because of how technically superb it was. But I don't know that I would finish the bag of popcorn. Let's put it that way. I feel like there would still be some popcorns in the bottom of the bag. And I think I'd probably like leave the bag in the theater and not take it all the way to the trash can just out of spite.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
What's next? What's the next movie?
Let me just pull it up.
Let me just pull it up really quickly.
One eternity later.
Oh, I am so excited because this is one that I have seen and you haven't seen yet, and I've been trying to get you to see it because
What is it?
Okay, so it's Hell or High Water.
Okay.
With Chris Pine and Jeff Bridges for like critically and technically and all of that. It's so good. At least in my opinion.
Love Chris Pine and I love Jeff Bridges in most things. So
yeah. But yeah, so that's our next one.
So this was the Big Lebowski. It was that. That's all it was. That's all it'll ever be.
As you can probably tell, me and Erinn have a blast and a really fun time filming these and discussing these movies. So I hope you guys are also enjoying it. If you are, you can always subscribe, and if you already are, make sure the bell is on. We are uploading every week and maybe twice a week, depending. Also, be sure to keep in touch with us. We would love to hear from you guys, other fellow movie lovers or critics. That's one reason why we made this channel, to have a conversation with fellow movie lovers, either on our Instagram or on Twitter or here on YouTube in the comments. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Oh, also, paraquat. What?
Is a paraquat a bird? Could you have a paraquat? Parakeet crossed with another bird? A bird playing a bird disguised as another bird?
A bird playing a fruit, because a fruit is a
kumquat.
Kumquat.
Maybe you have a pair, like more than one kumquat, and instead of kumquat,
It's a
you call it
paraquat. We should
My
just not
skin
do
looks
it.
flawless today. I know
Yeah?
that's all about, but yeah, look at this. It's like, yeah, oh yeah. Or no, you're over here, remember?
Oh, right.
So
Yeah,
you do
so
it that
go.
way.
Yeah.
Ready?
Ready?
Go.
Set, go. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here.
They're just gonna always show up in the bloopers and nothing's gonna ever be real.